Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be giving you a closer look at my Forester Ruby. Ruby is a 2005 Subaru Forester XT, and she is a real XT, making all those beautiful spooly turbo noises. A lot of upcoming modifications that I have planned are power modifications. I'm going to be upgrading Ruby's turbo and intercooling setup. After the turbo upgrade, Ruby is going to be a real STI Forester. 15 pounds of boost in a lifted Forester, anyone? Let's start with the front bumper. This bumper I fabricated myself with a lot of help from my dad because I was just starting out with fabrication. We decided to go for a tube steel bumper, which I liked the look of, but also wanted to have added protection by adding these aluminum plates to skin the bumper. So it gives it this really unique look that you don't really see anywhere else. The front bumper includes 2 shackle mounts to recover the car if it ever gets stuck. Right front and center is a 20-inch light bar that I have added some orange tint film to use it as a fog light. Hiding tucked away behind the bumper is a Super Winch Terra 4500. You can kind of see it right there. This winch is more than enough for Ruby, though I do have to keep in mind that if I'm doing a heavy pull, I will need to double the winch line through a snatch block to double its pulling power. When it came to the grill, I wanted to do something special. I did not like the look of the factory grill at all, so I decided to make my own. This is just some metal mesh. You can get it at any hardware store. I painted it black, fit it into the factory frame, took the Subaru logo off, and heat staked it through the metal mesh. And what Subaru wouldn't be complete without hella horns hidden behind the grill. These headlights have taken a lot of work. These headlights are these factory stock headlights that I took apart, painted, and retrofitted with the Morimoto D2S Mini HID projector. These headlights are simply outstanding. I recommend it to anyone who is looking to upgrade their headlights and doesn't want to spend thousands on full custom units. There isn't a single filament-based bulb anywhere in Ruby. Everything is LED. The wheel and tire setup on Ruby is quite aggressive for a Forester. These wheels are Bassett race wheels, and they are 15-inch by 7-inch with 4-inch back spacing. And the tires are 235/75/15 Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. To fit this wheel and tire setup, I had to do a lot of hammering in the back of the wheel well. I had to push it back probably about an inch or so. To lift Ruby, I went a different route than a lot of people do. I went with long travel coilovers. The suspension I'm using is the Feel Suspension 441 Plus Max Travel Coilover. These coilovers provide Ruby with about 3.5 inches of lift, about as tall as I can go before I need to do a subframe drop. The fender flares are nothing special. These are just generic, cheap fender flares I found on Amazon for about $60. But they do the job very well, and I think it's a really good look on this car. These rock sliders are based off of the Sumo Parts rock slider base. I then fabricated and added my own bar. These rock sliders stick out the perfect amount just past the door, which means not only is Ruby safe from trees and rocks, but she's also safe from door dings and parking lots from other careless drivers. There have been a few mysterious paint marks on the side of the rock sliders. I wonder how that got there. This rear bumper was fabricated by myself and with the help of my dad. We decided to make this bumper to improve the overall usability of the rear bumper. I've added features to this bumper that make it a lot more useful over the stock one, like mud flaps that won't get torn off of my tires, a step so you can more easily get to the top of the car. This bumper is also strong enough that you can jack from it. Another much needed feature are these shackles and shackle mounts. These allow you to pull your car out anywhere if it gets stuck. I actually had to use this during winter when I got stuck in a ditch. One of the best additions has been these reverse light pods. I have them on both corners of the bumper, and I've tied them directly into the regular reverse lights. So when you shift into reverse, it floods the whole surrounding area behind the car with nice bright light. Another feature I really wanted to have in my rear bumper was, of course, a tow hitch, so I can tow my tiny trailer, which I'll show off in another video later on. One of my favorite things about the rear bumper is, of course, the bumper exit exhaust. I wanted an exhaust that was high up and out of the way, so I wouldn't have to worry about ripping it off or damaging it. This CB antenna has been a pretty cool addition to the car. Now previously, I had it mounted directly to this plastic trim piece, which at the time it was fine and it held up for about 2 years. My mechanic lifted Ruby up on the lift, smashed the antenna into the ceiling, and destroyed that plastic trim piece. So I had got another one, did the same mounting, and this time I broke it. So I decided to do the right thing, and I made this steel mount that bolts directly to the body of the car. I used riv nuts to hold it in place, and it is very strong and it shows no signs of giving up anytime soon. The roof rack is a pretty big focal point on Ruby, especially because I have the traction mats sitting vertically on the roof rack. I have this really cool pointed shovel. Kind of hidden on the roof rack are these side lights. These are a slim 1-inch light bar. At the back, I have another slim 1-inch light bar. This is a 20-inch bar that shines back, and I can use it as an auxiliary reverse light, or for anyone who's tailgating me, or driving with their brights on. On the other side, I have an old high-lift jack. This was my dad's that he gave to me. We have another 1-inch slim light bar. At the front of the roof basket, I mounted a 32-inch curved light bar at the front, and I decided to mount it underneath the basket to give it a more stealthy and sleek look. On the top of the basket, I have 2 gallons of water, traction mats, my spare tire. I have 4 gallons of extra gas. I decided to mount my spare tire up on top of the basket instead of down on a swinging tire gate on the rear bumper, because I actually like the look of it being on the roof better, and it gives a more clean look at the back of the car. I've got a lot of questions over the years about this snorkel. This snorkel is for a 1998 Toyota Land Cruiser. I found it on Amazon. It's a cheap knockoff, but it works just fine. Now, this took a lot of work to get it to fit. It's the right shape and size, but I had to use a heat gun to mold it to fit the pillar of the car. As I'm sure all of you know, I have absolutely covered the exterior of Ruby in stickers, and I think it helps my unique build stand out from all the others. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.